Hey, welcome to the video. This is Top 10 Sporting Moments. Redgrave pledged not to race again following a gold medal finish in 2000. However, at the age of 38, he competed at the Sydney Olympics and won another gold medal. The dramatic race was won by a mere 0.38 seconds, and it secured his spot as a rowing legend forever. Winning one gold medal is difficult, but imagine trying to win 4 of them. Well, this is exactly what Jesse Owens did in the 1936 Olympic Games. It was rumoured that his motivation came from Adolf Hitler, who was enraged to see Owens succeeding. Lance Armstrong had been suffering from testicular cancer that had eventually spread to his lungs and brain. However, this didn't stop him from returning to the 1999 Tour de France and taking home the gold. He even managed to beat his toughest rivals by more than 7 minutes. Despite his use of doping in the sport, we believe that his achievements are still significant. At the age of 32, Ali was ready to claim the heavyweight title from George Foreman. Foreman was unbeaten in 40 fights, and only 3 of those fights had gone the distance. However, Ali came into the fight and knocked out Foreman in the 8th round. Few expected this outcome, which is why it became a legendary moment in the history of sports. During the 80s, the Soviet Union hockey team were undefeated in several years of play, and no team had ever come close to beating them. However, it wasn't until the 1980 Olympic Games that Team USA battled them and won. The miracle was the fact that the USA team comprised of very young and relatively inexperienced players. In 1972 at the Olympic Games in Munich, Mark Spitz won 7 gold medals in the water, a record only beaten in 2008 by Michael Phelps. Despite being completely exhausted after participating in over 13 races, he kept on winning and winning. Down 3-0 at half-time, Liverpool decided that the game was far from over. The captain of the team, Steven Gerrard, amped up his team, and once back on the field, Liverpool scored 3 goals in only 6 minutes of play. Eventually, they won the game on penalties. This is considered one of the greatest comebacks and greatest sports moments of all time. Few can argue that one of the greatest running milestones that has ever been broken was when Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile in 1954. For a long time, beating a 4-minute mile was something that scientists said was impossible. In Wimbledon that year, McEnroe and Borg played a grueling 4th set and were fighting for a tiebreaker. While most people believed that McEnroe would win the entire thing, Borg came back to take the match. It was one of the greatest upsets in tennis history, as well as one of the greatest moments. British athlete Derek Redmond had a very promising sprinting career ahead of him. He was projected to win the quarter-finals of the 400-metre race in the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona. Despite his best efforts, Redmond snapped his hamstring about halfway through the race and was forced to the ground. However, this didn't stop him from wanting to finish. In immense pain, he hopped towards the finish line. His father, who was in the crowd, came down to finish the race with his son. Derek's father slowly helped his son off the track, who was crying as 65,000 people watched. While it may not have been a victory, it was definitely one of the greatest sports moments of all time.